You did not even send me here born anyway. Why in the world I'm around, it's hard to say. You did not even send me here born anyway. Why in the world I'm around, it's hard to say.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Reading Fanfiction with Teddy and Peter. With you, as always, is Teddy.
And Peter. Here I am.
Yeah.
At last.
And you might
It's been a
know
while.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And you might notice that we back on Zoom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's I was pretty busy at the end of the semester, so Teddy couldn't come down and record. But we honestly I miss doing this, so I'm really glad we're doing it again.
Yeah. I liked it,
So,
but I think we both agreed that, yeah, you're welcome, everybody. And yeah, especially Nico. And we agreed, though, that we think that the episode's sharp uptick in quality with the dynamic of being in the same room and being able to record, I think that goes without saying.
That being said, though.
Yeah, that being said, let's just do this anyway again. Okay,
Still
so
gonna be good. I'm looking forward. This you got a good fic picked out.
Yeah,
so.
if the fic is spick, is that a bad word? Like, I'm thinking like spick and span, but I'm gonna look that up.
No, spick is definitely a racial slur.
Fuck. Oh. Contemptuous term for a Spanish-speaking person from Central. Okay, well.
Sorry.
Yeah. Well, so what I was just trying to find a rhyme with thick. So if the thick is right is what the idea I was trying to convey, that if the thick is right, it doesn't matter if we're 1 mile away or 100 miles away, that the thick
We've never done this 1 mile away
from each other. So it's as you know, if you're looking at this, it's an office. Oh yeah, Merry Christmas, by the way. It's an office fan fiction called So This Is Christmas, and this was published December 8th, 2008.
By the way, I mean, we have not. I think long overdue for an office fan fiction.
I feel like we're still in the stage where it feels like every single one is like long overdue.
I agree.
There's so many. We haven't done like Batman. We haven't done any superhero. We haven't done really any.
We haven't done any Avengers. Or
Yeah,
Guardians.
we're not ever do that. But The Office honestly was one of the last one. Like, Amelia brought it up, and she was like, "You should do an Office fan fiction."
Right.
It was the first time I'd thought of the idea of doing an American sitcom. Not that it surprised me, but
well, we've thrown around the idea of doing a Seinfeld one in the past.
I think No, you're right. I have looked up Seinfeld ones. Yeah. We've come close before, but it just didn't stick.
Right.
And
this should be noted. This is the American Office, as you said.
Yeah. This is 2008. So this is like prime. This is like Office hype was at its highest. Like kids in
and not even finished
were like
yet.
freaking
like,
yeah.
Yeah.
This one's called So This Is Christmas by Monkey Pajamas, which is pretty cute.
I'm imagining a person you'd see on Tinder whose like bio is like, "I love The Office. Message me about The Office."
Pajamas. Yeah. It's like it's the description is drabbles. How the Office mates spent Christmas 2007 season 4. Okay, so This takes place in season 4, probably
Which is-
on the Christmas
I mean, that's
episode.
like, can you imagine a world like that was such a different world? The Office was
Christmas 2007 season 4.
it was the end Bush lame duck period. Obama was just elected. Like it feels like we've turned a corner.
Well, not in 2000. Well, published. Yeah, 2008 published.
Like November 2007, he was elected, and like now we're just it's the last death knell of the Bush administration.
Yeah, is this
Cast your mind back?
Monkey pajamas. I wonder if they have a cute AVI. No,
It's
don't.
probably the like sock monkey. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably one of those.
Anyway, okay. So the way this is formatted, listener, is that it's so it's rated T, English, friendship / angst, 15 chapters, and we'll get to that. It's 1,662 words, 21 reviews, 5 faves. So that's a lot of positive engagement.
Yeah. I mean, over the course of what, 13 years.
Yeah. And each of the 15 chapters is titled after a different Office character, and it's like a snapshot of I guess Monkey Pajamas calls it drabbles, but little drabbles of each character's Christmas night. So
It's like the Sonic one that we did that one time, where it was like one shot.
Yeah, like I understand one shot and like smut. I don't understand drabble.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. I'm reminded of scrobbling to Last FM. Do you have any idea what I'm talking about?
No,
Last FM was like
FM?
I never did this, but Last FM was like a website that was like you did it with like music or something, and you could share it, but the sharing it was called a scrobble.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Yeah, it's pretty gross.
So this fic starts with an author's note. It says, I started this beginning of season 4 and then it got lost. So I dusted it up for this Christmas season. Of course, it's still referencing last year's. So yeah. Title from the Celine Dion song, I don't own that or The Office or anything worthwhile. In fact, I'm pretty broke.
Damn.
And then there's like a shout out that says Wild Berry Jam rocks as a beta, but I've said that 1,000 times. Doesn't make it any less true.
I have no fucking idea.
How do they mean beta in this context?
Don't know. I think this was a before beta as like a beta cuck sort of.
Maybe maybe it's some kind of fanfic word for like editor or like, reader.
I don't know. It's very like this was very much before our associations of the word beta and alpha. Yeah.
What's the literal meaning of beta?
Well, beta is, it's the second
letter of the Greek alphabet.
You probably didn't need me to tell you that, but
no, I looked it up on the dictionary.
Okay, well, that too.
Well, nothing's making sense. So let's just.
I don't know what Wildberry Jam is a thing, but it's not like the B is capitalized and it's all one word.
Yeah.
So, like, it's not like the jam, Wildberry Jam. And also, what the fact that it makes no sense makes it even funnier that this person has said it 1,000 times. It's like completely meaningless.
Yeah. It's like blobbity blobbity, but I've said that 1,000 times.
But it doesn't make it less true.
Doesn't make it any less true. Okay, so this first one is Oscar. Oscar sighed, taking another sip of his hot chocolate. Gil had moved out 2 weeks ago, and the house still felt empty without him. Breaking up was never easy, but doing it at Christmas time made it seem 1,000 times worse. It was hard to get into the Christmas spirit without him. Oscar never realized how much he depended on Gil. Their tree was still in the basement, and the decorations were in the attic. He finished the hot chocolate and set the mug on the counter. He looked once more around the empty house before going upstairs, alone.
What a incredibly depressing.
It
That's it. Like
is.
that's
Yeah,
all.
that's Oscar. Now then we're on to Karen. Karen.
I guess, wait, I guess that's wait. Sorry, no. What?
It's well, they said it's angst.
Yeah, I guess. Never mind. My bad.
And this is what real life is like when they're not at their office.
That is so funny to think. Like that's like the whole point of this show is that it's just like you're just seeing them at the office.
Well, that's
Maybe that's the
that
point of the
changed.
right though. I guess
Yeah.
to imagine that isn't in the show. That's kind of beautiful when you think about it.
Yeah. Karen plugged in the last strand of lights. The tree shined in front of her. It wasn't much, but it was a start. Last year, she didn't even have a tree. This year, not only did she have a tree, her whole house was decorated. She had gone home over Thanksgiving and brought back boxes of decorations from her childhood. Now she was decorating her house, singing along to Christmas carols on the radio. The past year had a lot of rough spots, but this was Christmas time to move on, and Karen was determined to do just that.
That's a good one. I like
Karen
that. That
Filippelli,
sounds very nice. She's just
very
trying her hard.
regular. It's not very funny. Toby.
It's funny to think about an Office fan fiction that just it's trying to be very earnest and like not ironic at all.
3, Toby. Toby couldn't wait. Lisa was allowing Sasha to spend Christmas with him, the first time since the divorce. He had gone all out preparing for her arrival. Cookies were baking in the oven, Christmas carols on the radio, and decorations were in the window. Daddy! The girl threw herself into his arms. Will Santa know where to find me?
Oh,
Yep, I
geez.
talked with him yesterday, and he said he remembered because you were a very good girl this year. Yes. She fell asleep during 'Twas the Night, and Toby carried his daughters upstairs and tucked her in. Merry Christmas, Peanut.
Oh, that's nice. Good for Toby. I'm glad Toby didn't get shit on. I feel like it'd be easy to write one where Toby is like a loser.
Yeah. Well, this is very earnest.
I guess.
Yeah. This is just what their Christmases are like. So this is Roy. Roy had just gotten a job that week. He'd been unemployed most of the year since that incident with Halpert. He'd had a few small gigs, but this was permanent. Now he was foreman for a vitamin company. He was making more than he ever had with Thunder Mifflin. Plus, there was that cute girl who had just moved in a few apartments over. He thought about asking her out for New Year's Eve, going to a party together or something. Maybe they'd get to kiss at midnight or something romantic like that.
That's not what happens at
2008
Christmas. Oh, it's a New
Going
Year's.
to be his year.
The idea of him being the foreman of a vitamin company is very Office, but it's so like not like it's not in this, like it's not.
Yeah,
It's
there's
so
no
weird.
reason.
It's very like, yeah, earnest is really the only way that you can describe this, man.
This one's Kevin. Abby was in the Christmas play at church. Kevin didn't understand why he had to go, but Stacy wanted him to, and he wanted to make her happy. So he was there on Christmas Eve watching Abby play the Virgin. Kevin snickered every time. Mary. Is that his daughter?
Yeah.
He's like, how dumb is Kevin, like really stupid? He didn't understand why he had to go.
And he also didn't understand that like the idea of him laughing every time they said virgin. It does make me think of one of those Virgin Chad memes where it's like Virgin Mary and it's like a normal picture of Virgin Mary and it's Chad Mary. That's pretty funny.
That's a pretty good idea.
That one's for free, listener. You can make that one for yourself. Impress all of your Twitter followers.
Yeah. Fuck Jerry, if you're watching this. You could. I give you permission to take that. He fell asleep near the end. He didn't mean to. He really was trying to stay awake, but it was boring. They rode on an ass, more Snickers, to some place. And then Mary had a baby. Big deal. Abby didn't even notice, but Stacy did. Kevin sighed. Another night of sleeping on the couch. I'm an idiot.
Can you imagine? Like he's not like Kevin isn't like unaware. Like he's an idiot, but he knows like the story of the nativity. Like he's not like a complete buffoon. He has some like cognitive faculty. He works in an office, for God's sake. He like
I mean, they portray him as really dumb.
yeah, but like, well, yeah, I guess.
So maybe he is like, it's just it's kind of like Paul Thomas Anderson said when he was writing Punch Drunk Love for Adam Sandler, that part of the idea was he wanted to like have someone who is like as like violent and like reckless in a comedy film to like live in the real world. And that's
and Monkey Pajamas is really giving us a taste of that in chapter 5, Kevin of
there are consequences to being so stupid, Kevin. Okay, so there's now we're on Ryan. Ryan didn't celebrate Christmas. Well, there's a reason for that. At least not in the traditional sense.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so BJ Novak is
Christmas.
Christian in this, or I guess is Ryan. What's Ryan's faith in? Yeah, I guess they're just all Christian because I think they're all. None of them are Jewish, even though BJ Novak is.
Yeah. Well, is BJ Novak's? I think that's up in the air. Is BJ Novak's character?
Well, they always have the Christmas party, right? That episode.
Right. Okay. I guess you're.
But if one of the characters was like Jewish, Michael would be like.
Yeah.
Make.
Yeah. No, that would be like a thing.
Color comments.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. There's that. I think like one of the first episodes is the one where it might even be the pilot, the one where they have the
cards on their head,
on their forehead. And there are definitely some off-color comments about people of other faiths in that episode.
Yeah. So maybe we'll find it. But anyway, in this world, Ryan didn't celebrate Christmas, at least not in the traditional sense. What was the point of putting up decorations in a tree? They'd done it when he was a kid, but since he moved to New York, it didn't seem worth it. He'd bought the required presents, mom, dad, sister, and then spent the rest of the money on gifts for himself. He figured he would open the bags and act surprised the next morning. But tonight he sat in his leather recliner, drinking a beer and watching some movie. And that's the way he liked it, simple and alone.
Good for him, Yeah,
that seems nice.
Honestly, that's my favorite one so far.
Yeah, so me too, actually. So, I mean, Karen's was nice too.
Yeah, that's true.
7 is Creed. The soup kitchen was serving a turkey dinner.
Oh, jeez. Wait, is this implying Creed is homeless? What?
I mean, again, I feel like Monkey Pajamas is just like taking all the, the clues that the office would leave to realistic, more kind of, disturbing ends.
Yeah. No, that's I guess I just would have never, I don't know, I'm not a huge Office guy, but that to me was never
well, Creed's thing is like he's creepy, right? And he's like, I know things.
Yeah.
He's like, I know how to get worms and stuff.
I think his comedy definitely presaged a lot of what is funny, like what is comedic.
I don't know if he's the funniest character.
Oh, okay. Sorry. My bad.
Yeah.
I guess I'll just leave.
You can't. We have to read the rest of Creed's chapter. And the rest of everyone else.
And also, we're almost halfway through, listeners, so.
Yeah. Creed had never tasted so much delicious food, at least not since Thanksgiving. He took a full helping, turkey, vegetables, 2 rolls, and a slice of pie. The food was warm and smelled delicious. The only thing wrong with it was Joe. Joe hadn't showered in days and was ruining the evening. Creed glared, trying to get him to move to another table. After he had cleared his plate, Creed went back for seconds. He planned on sitting far away from Joe so he could actually enjoy it the second time around.
I am in shock.
That's really grim.
The implication is that he's homeless.
Yeah, and like can't even enjoy his soup kitchen food because the other homeless people smell so bad. Sucks.
Yeah, it sucks to suck, Creed.
So this one's Jim and Pam in the same little
What?
section here.
That's
Jim.
interesting.
Jim couldn't believe it. It was their first Christmas together as a couple. A couple. He had to fight not to give her the
Couple of
engagement
what? All
ring.
right.
Yeah. He didn't want to scare her. They'd only been dating a few months, but he already knew that he wanted to spend every Christmas with her now and forever. Pam. Pam couldn't help but smile. The snow was falling and the stars were twinkling overhead. Pam knew she should be cold, but wrapped in Jim's arms, she felt so warm and loved. She knew she wanted to spend all her Christmases like this with him. All right.
That one's gay.
Andy and Angela. Andy.
What? Another one? Okay.
Well, it's because they're a couple at this time.
Right.
In 2008. You have to remember. So Andy says, Andy's isn't like in quotes. Oh, Mom, you would love her. She's like so smart and religious. She's spending all day in church. I know she would be here if she could, Angela. If she could, Mom, but Jesus calls. And then Angela. Angela slowly drove past the beet farm. She remembered last year's Christmas. Dwight had taken her to the midnight mass, and then they'd gone back to the farm together. When the sun rose the next morning, she was reminded of Jesus' love. She turned around back to her cats and empty apartment. She would call Andy at a reasonable time tomorrow. That was what girlfriends do.
Wow.
Wow.
That one, heart-wrenching.
This is haunting.
Yeah. I'm sobbing right now on the Zoom call. You can't see it, but
Or hear it.
yeah, or hear it at all. But
Oh.
I'm actually really torn up with that one.
The next one won't load. My internet.
It's Kelly and Daryl.
It's Kelly and Daryl, everyone, but
I guess we'll edit this part out.
yeah, we'll edit this part out.
So
because the thing is, I don't want to what I normally would do is just disconnect and reconnect to the internet, but I'm worried that if I do that, we'll have to do the whole thing again. It's thinking. Right now it says no internet.
that's very weird.
And it's the little dinosaur.
You're still here. Do you want me to share my screen and then you could probably read it from that?
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Oh, I'm disabled from screen sharing.
Oh, it's just the new meeting.
That one's on you, bud.
There you go.
Application. Oh, application. Google Chrome. Hey, do you see it? Wait, let me make it full screen. Do you see it?
Oh yeah, I do. Perfect.
Go for it.
Kelly and Daryl. Daryl had gone over all the ways to introduce his daughter to Kelly, but he hadn't planned on this. His ex had dropped Jessie off early, and Kelly had still been there. Jessie screamed bloody murder and ran up to her room, locking herself inside. Kelly left in a hurry after that. Daryl tried to coax his daughter out with cookies and presents, but she stayed inside. Daryl gave up and went to bed, hoping the morning would be better. As he climbed into bed, he heard the door creak open. Jessie climbed into bed with him, whispering, "Sorry, Daddy."
Sorry, Daddy.
Sorry.
Okay,
Kelly Kapoor dates Daryl?
Yeah.
Forgot about that.
I mean, I vaguely remember that. I don't blame you for not knowing that. Isn't she mostly with BJ Beck, the Ryan character? Ryan?
Yeah.
I'm surprised. Well, I guess, Monkey Pajamas probably has a much better understanding of the canon of The Office than us. So I believe whatever Monkey Pajamas says.
Computer, next fanfic.
Oh, sorry.
Listeners, my fanfiction.net wouldn't load, so Peter's screen sharing his with mine.
Yeah, it's kind of an epic hack.
Yeah. So 11 is Dwight. Dwight refused to celebrate Christmas. Mose had wanted to put up a tree, but Dwight cut it for firewood. When he pulled out the ornaments, Dwight smashed them and put them into the trash where they belonged. December 25th would be like any other day. He would wake up early and check the animals. He would then come in and prepare breakfast for him and Mose. He would go to work and check his expense reports. At 5, he would come home and make dinner. After his evening chores, he would go to sleep, just like any other day.
It is pretty I'm sure that this is brought up on the show The Office. You know what I, like I'm sure this exact scenario of like, what does Dwight do on Christmas? I'm sure that's like an episode.
Yeah, and he's like, there's a ham and it is so weird. It's my Dwight impersonation.
Yeah, it's really good. That's a really good one. No, I'm sure what's his name? Jim does something silly to him. Something that not every office person does to any other ones. Here, I'll go.
But Monkey Pajamas envisions a different interiority.
Yeah, I guess.
These characters. So tell us Stanley. All right, Melissa finally went to sleep. Stanley remembered when she couldn't sleep because she was excited. Now she was just angry. Too few presents under the tree. She already knew she didn't get what she wanted. Why should she even wake up in the morning? What was the point of all these silly traditions? They're just kids. She's too old for Christmas. Why can't she just go out with her boyfriend? Stanley settled down to eat the milk and cookies. Even if she was too old for it, he wasn't. Never too old for Terry's famous chocolate chip macadamia nut cookies.
That's a good one. Stanley is
that a reference?
Character on The Office. I think he's the hero of The Office, quite frankly.
I think it's a tie for Jim and Pam.
Yeah, no, you're probably right.
No, I'm just who cares? So 13 is Meredith. Meredith was alone, like always. Jake always spent Christmas with his dad, sister, and new stepmom. Meredith didn't blame him. She stopped celebrating after the divorce. She didn't care anymore. Why waste the time and energy? She was alone and she didn't care. Christmas meant nothing to her. Paul had invited her to celebrate the holidays with the kids and his new wife a few years back. She'd laughed in his face and he hadn't offered again. Sometimes she wished she'd taken him up on his offer, but most times she just grabbed another beer and forgot about it.
These are so sad. Like, what the fuck?
But again, yeah, like Meredith is portrayed as like a lonely drunk.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's what's
like what else?
I guess interesting about it. This really shows like what is compelling about The Office, which is that it's a story about incredibly sad people, but like it's funny still, which I guess is something to be. I don't know. Think that one over.
Well, I think that's the nature of comedy.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair.
You're always just laughing at someone else's pitfall in some way. Yeah. So this is the one we've all been waiting for. Number 14 is Michael and Jan. And it's preceded with an author's note.
Yeah.
And they say, I played around with the timing a bit here. Dinner party happened in November, but Jan wasn't pregnant yet. Also, Jan is less psycho because I prefer her that way. So I think author Monkey Pajamas is referencing
that way too. Am I right?
That famous episode. Yeah, I think he does too. Jan sighed. It was Christmas and she was in Scranton, alone. In New York, it was fine being alone. She could go to Rockefeller Center, go ice skating, see the tree. But in Scranton, she was painfully reminded that she had lost her job and Michael had dumped her. Michael. She had called him 5 times already. He wanted to answer. He'd called Pam the first time, but she didn't answer. He needed his girls to talk him through this. On the 6th time, he answered. She may be crazy, but she loved him, and it beat being alone at Christmas.
I don't know. I was expecting the Michael one to be much more interesting, at least. I don't know. I feel like...
I mean, it makes sense. Michael's a sweetheart.
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, it's definitely in character, for sure.
Yeah,
but
I think Monkey Pajamas just does a good job of just sapping the characters of all humor just down to whatever else makes them a character.
Yeah. Just none of the actual interesting parts of the show. Just the pure plot.
It's like in This American Life. It's a Wonderful Life starring Jimmy Stewart, where Clarence takes him back to see what life would be if he was never born. Like this is what The Office is if it wasn't even trying to be funny.
It's The Office, but it's like a drama. It's like a prestige drama on Netflix or something.
So last but not least is Phyllis.
Which is a weird way to end.
I don't know. Maybe Monkey Pajamas really likes Phyllis.
Yeah.
We'll see what Phyllis's Christmas looks like.
Yeah.
Give us a hint. Bob treated her like royalty all year. Christmas was no different. He had done a 12 days of Christmas theme this year, each day getting more extravagant gifts. The first day was flowers, the second day teddy bears, the third day chocolates, the fourth day bath salts, the fifth a personal massager, and so on. Yesterday he had gotten her diamond jewelry, matching necklace and earrings. She couldn't imagine what the next 12th day would bring. Even though they had been together for over 2 years, Bob still knew how to spoil her, and that's the way she liked it. So pretty materialistic.
Yeah. Well,
And,
I can't blame her for that. I guess it's
that
just
was
like
a thing. Yeah.
I could see why Monkey Pajamas did it this way. I'm sure that Jan and Michael was supposed to be the last one, but then it was like, well, I can't, Monkey Pajamas was probably like, I can't end it on that. I'll end it on the happy one, which I respect and I appreciate, quite frankly.
Yeah. It was pretty good. Let's see what the comments are. Oh, Peter, my internet's back, so I'm looking at them.
Okay, go for it.
Thanks. Emily92 in 2010 said, "This was great. I loved how you managed to characterize everybody perfectly in 100 words." And I agree.
I completely agree with that. I would say that the Monkey Pajamas did a very good job of characterizing everybody in a very short.
Yeah. And so that was the most recent comment. That was in 2010. The first comment was on the date it was published, December 8th, 2008, and it's from The Real Eye Grain in all caps. And they say, "Oh, I'm glad for Toby." And then they come in again and say, "The one with Toby, Pam, and Jim are my faves." Then Office Freak. So all these next comments are from one user named Office Freak.
Which, I mean, if you're commenting on this, you are an Office Freak.
Yeah, you are. And just so everything that I'm about to say is from the Office Freak. Not the Office Freak, sorry, Office Freak. This one is kind of depressing, but I still like it. This is about, they're commenting for every chapter.
Oh,
So 1, this one is kind of depressing, but I still like it. 2, it's weird, but when I started to read this, I had forgotten who Karen was. But now I remember. I like this because it's happier and it makes you not really feel sorry for her. Agree. 3, this one's really cute. Yay, Toby. See, Michael, he's not really mean. Chapter 4. I'm glad that both Roy and Karen have happy drabbles because even though I love Jam, I still feel sorry for Roy and Karen.
This person commented on every single one.
So that's why there's so many comments.
Right.
Office Freak, Chapter 5. That's sad, but I really think you captured Kevin. I like how he laughs at the most immature things. 6. This is also sad, but I don't really like Ryan that much, so I don't really feel sorry for him.
Damn.
7. Smiley face. This is hilarious because I can totally imagine this being filmed. Who is that?
I don't remember which. Oh, that was a Creed.
Yeah.
Which it's like, that's the least
funny one.
That's like the one that would probably never end up on television. Just like making fun of homeless people.
On The Office.
Yeah, on The Office.
Well, I mean, I'm sure homeless people get made fun of on television constantly. Sure. All right. 8. Everybody now, say it together. Aw, I love this. It's so cute, and I really wish this had been in a Christmas episode.
Damn. This guy really
9. This one's really sad because it makes you feel sorry for Andy, but I still like Angela. I just wish she would make up her mind. 10. That's sad and actually makes you feel sorry for Kelly. I wish we would get to see Daryl's daughter and Kelly interact in the show.
It's so weird what these people want in the show. Like, why? Why would you? That's like
They
not.
think they want it.
It's supposed to be in the office. That's like the
Yeah.
conceit.
11. This is funny, but there's also a sad sort of side to things. I bet the Christmas that Dwight spent with Angela was great. Smiley face. 12.
Yeah, this is
That's sad because it always makes me want to cry when people grow up. I'm glad that Stanley still knows how to act like a kid.
Yeah.
13. Aw, pretty much all of these are depressing. But then again, I guess The Office is pretty depressing.
That's the realization
What?
I came.
That must have been Meredith.
Yeah. Yes, that was the Meredith one. Yeah.
14. Yay, this one has a happy upbeat, even if I don't think that Jen and
Wait,
Michael
no, it
are that
doesn't.
great together. It's like some vicious circle that Michael will probably never get out of.
Wait, that one was not happy upbeat. What the fuck does that mean? What is a happy upbeat?
It's just one. It doesn't mean the whole thing is upbeat. It means there's one happy upbeat beat.
There's a single upbeat.
Yeah. Then Office Freak says 15. I love this one. Thanks for ending these on a happy note because otherwise it would have made me sad. I love Phyllis and Bob together and I wish they were shown more.
I agree with
And
that.
then there's some
just like people like.
some randos, and then we're back to Emily.
I would definitely check out Office Freaks fanfiction.net page.
Oh wow.
There's just a lot here. You know, I don't.
Oh, it's Olivia and 14 somewhere in Washington. That's good.
I mean, that's good that you're not.
Yeah, putting the. Even though I want to live in Sitka, Alaska. Oh,
Very
I had.
right.
Well, this is such a young girl thing where they have like these specific like, they know where they want to live.
Okay, so she was 14 in 2007.
Have interests.
So she's
yeah.
27 now. Okay. I think I want to try to find Olivia. Am I right?
Yeah, she loves fanfics almost as much as we do.
We should try to get Office Freak on the pod.
Yeah. Yeah, but a lot they say if you love The Office as much as I do, some great authors to check out are Mooney44, Witherwings 4, and Emily Halpert. So listeners, you go and check out those readers. We're giving them the official plug.
Yeah, no, the official reading fan fiction with Teddy and Pete endorsement.
Plug, yeah. So, but I think we agree it's a pretty good fanfic, and
ultimately completely innocuous, you know.
Yeah, and
a little sad, but quite frankly, I mean, I don't really know. The source material is quite sad, actually, as we discovered.
Yeah, so it made me open my eyes.
Yeah.
So
thank you.
Monkey Pajama. All right, bye everybody. Thanks for listening.
Bye. Have a nice Christmas.
Yeah.